Whether you guys are working on your shopping list or doing your shopping now, either way, I'm going to give you guys 5 very commonly forgotten chameleon supplies. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we dive in, I just wanted to call out that I have this really cool thing called an Amazon store, and there I have put together a bunch of different supplies and products that I personally use and recommend for chameleons. So it's a one-stop, easy place for you to know what to get for your chameleons. It has pretty much everything that you would need with the exception of branches, because apparently those are a little more difficult to buy off of Amazon. Plus you don't even really need to buy them in the first place, but that's a different video. Now, a commonly forgotten chameleon supply that I see all the time is supplements. Now, you may be thinking, I already have supplements. Now, what I mean is having the correct supplements. So a lot of people don't realize that there's 2 types of calcium. Calcium with vitamin D3 and calcium without vitamin D3. It'll say right there on the bottle which one you have. Now, you want to be primarily using calcium without vitamin D3. A lot of shops and stores only carry calcium with vitamin D3. So then you need to go and get yourself calcium without vitamin D3. Be sure to check out my supplement schedule to figure out how often you should be using each one. And then also make sure that you have a multivitamin. This is gonna have things like vitamin A, which are good for your chameleon's eye health. And that's super important that we have that in their supplement schedule. And a lot of people just don't know that they need it. Another commonly forgotten chameleon supply is a hygrometer. This is the device that measures the humidity within the air, and this is what we use as chameleon keepers to make sure that our humidity ranges are where they're supposed to be. Each species has its own desired humidity range, so it's important that we as keepers are able to keep track of that and have a way to measure that. There are reptile branded hygrometers that you can get, but pro tip, they're more expensive, and what you can actually get are just like standard hygrometers. I have these linked on my Amazon store, but you can also pick them up at like Target, Home Depot, Walmart, tons of places carry them. I highly recommend getting a digital hygrometer. Those seem to be more accurate than the analog ones. Forgetting Gutload is another common mistake or supply that is forgotten by new keepers. So Gutload is all the things that we feed to the bugs prior to feeding them to our chameleon. So what is recommended is to use fresh fruits and vegetables. You may find that there are commercial Gutloads out there like Fluker's orange cubes. We don't want to be using those. Those are not recommended for chameleons and they're not that nutritional. The better option would be the fresh fruits and vegetable route. So things like mustard greens, calva greens, mangoes, apples, oranges. Those are all great options. I do have an entire video on gut loading that goes over what's good, great, and things to avoid using for gut load. So be sure to check that out. The next one I'm going to talk about is not a required supply, but is a game changer and is very commonly forgotten, or a lot of keepers don't realize how awesome this thing is, and that is an automatic misting system. Now what you could do is just go to the dollar store, buy your $1 spray bottle, and just spray your chameleon with that. Totally fine option, nothing wrong with doing that. However, if you want to step up your chameleon keeping game and like take things to the next level and make your life a lot easier, then I highly recommend that you get a Mistking misting system. This is by far the #1 misting system for a chameleon. There are other automatic misting systems on the market. However, the Mistking is the only one as of now, who knows what the future holds, but as of now, who has cycles aligned to what a chameleon needs. So that's what I'm going to recommend. They are amazing. I've been using mine for as long as I've had Neptune and have nothing but great things to say about it. Now, a super important chameleon supply that is often forgotten and can actually be life-threatening is having the correct UVB bulb. Now, most people are aware that chameleons need a heat bulb and a UVB bulb. That's pretty standard knowledge. What a lot of people mistake is getting the correct UVB bulb. Now, if you purchase the chameleon kit, sorry to say you have the incorrect UVB bulb. If you have a compact bulb, one that fits in a dome that is this shape with a little squiggly bulb, that is considered a compact bulb and is not recommended for a chameleon. The reason being is that it only penetrates a couple inches to the enclosure when really you want it to be further into the enclosure. And if you need more information and explanation on UVB and all that, be sure to check out my video on what UVB bulb a chameleon needs. But I'll tell you right now, the one that you do need is a T5 high output linear UVB bulb. That means you're going to need to purchase a T5 fixture and a T5 bulb. It needs to be a T5 and not a T8. A T8 is older technology and does not penetrate as far as into the enclosure as the T5 does. And it's likely that whatever Petco, PetSmart, reptile store that you have near you probably doesn't carry the T5, and so you'll need to purchase it online. And make sure that when you do look at the T5s that you're getting the Repticen 5.0 or the Arcadia 6%. And yes, it does matter. If you end up getting the 10.0 or the 12%, that's gonna be too much UVB, which can also be harmful for your chameleon. So it's super important you get the T5, 5.0 or 6% and the correct fixture to go along with it. And then your chameleon will be a happy camper. So there you have it, 5 commonly forgotten chameleon supplies. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down below. Feel free to subscribe so you know when I post a new video. And you can follow Neptune and all my chameleons on social media at Neptune the Chameleon. Feel free to check out my description links down in the box below. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Neptune and all my chameleons on social media. Wrong finger thing.